What is going on, everybody? How we doing? Matty Ice was first. Is he still here? I don't know. Brandon, what's up, buddy? Locking. How the heck are ya? Big Bad John. How's it going? Hope you're getting your fanatics thing fixed and everything, from that standpoint. So you know, wanted to talk about a couple of things. Want to talk about national. National is still being talked about, and you know, things that were going on, things that were happening, and um, you know, again, people have said they loved it. People have said they had a lot of people had there were people had issues with it, and so on and so forth. Doesn't make a difference. Anthony, how you doing, brother Fralin? What is up? Oh well, hopefully, sir. Hopefully, we got Brandon cooking fish and chips. Very nice. Unpacking some boxes. Hope the new place is working out well. Can't wait to see your new, YouTube space as we go forward. But um, again, still some talk about the national and so on and so forth. You know, everything has been good talk. To be honest with you, like a lot of people, vintage again. We said like vintage is very very big. But one of the things that was brought up last week, and one of the things I didn't talk about was what I went ahead and picked up. So, Mike, the CEO, he was a little unhappy with me because I don't really go ahead and buy a lot of stuff uh, for myself. I really don't. Um, that's just the way it is. I buy to resell, and I buy, for other people. So Mike had to make sure that I bought something for me, and I didn't get a chance to show what it was and everything. But I got me a poster. It's far away, but I got me a poster, and this is what I got for me. Hollywood Hogan autographed. It is certified on the front. I got the JSA tag. But this is what I got for myself. Um, they had one in the yellow and red also. That thanks, Brandon. They had one in the yellow and red also, and I think I'm going to try and look up the vendor and see if maybe I can pick that one up also. But when we were walking around, and he said, "Look, you got to get something for yourself already. It's time. And I was like, "All right, fine." And there were a couple of other posters, other pictures of Hogan that I wanted to get, and then I said, I think I want to get a card. I want to go around the nationals, and I want to find a card. So we kind of split up. We were, walking side by side, trying to find a card, trying to find a card. And I saw one or two, um, and I liked them, but nothing. And then I saw the signed pictures, and I was looking through, and they had a couple that were it was like a three pose picture. You had him ripping off his shirt. I think you had him kind of standing the way that one was, and another one. And as I was looking through the autographs, I was, because if you're going to get autograph, you want it to be good. So the first couple, I didn't like the way the autograph looked, and there was a stack. And after I moved the third one, that picture was there, and I was like, boom, that's got to be it. There's no way I can go ahead and and buy a card. I needed to buy that one, so I figure out what I'm going to do with it, how I'm going to get it framed up, what I might be able to do with this. I have to check that out and see what I could do, from that standpoint. Um, Matty Ice, welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Yeah, it was really good picture, really good picture. So that was what I wound up, getting for myself at the national. From that standpoint, I did I did talk to a couple of people about coming on the show. I am emailing back and forth right now with a person who was actually he is one of the the PSA authenticators. He actually authenticates product for PSA. So he and I have emailed each other back and forth, trying to work it out. Uh, I may have to do that one as a recorded episode and then do it as a premiere. So at least I can be here and interact with you guys in the chat and girls in the chat. Working on that, working on a couple others, to come on, also. Um, while he's in here, while Anthony is in here, hey guys, don't forget Anthony and I have started another podcast called the Achieve More. It is more for listening than it is for viewing. Uh, we've had some great guests on. We've had entrepreneurs. We've had people who are into hiking. We just recorded a really great one with really, in reality, one of the first females in the football, basketball, hockey, baseball, officiating and getting into sports casting, way back, in the day before you saw a lot of women like you see today. That one is great. You can go Spotify, Achieve More is the podcast. Check it out. If you want to see the video part, you can go to Anthony's channel and you'll see it, you'll see it there. From that standpoint. How's the CEO doing? The CEO is doing good. He's working. He's working at the other job and everything. So, if you don't know, he also works at Home Depot full time. He's department supervisor there. Super proud of him. Doing great things. I got to believe, he's on the short list of people to get promoted to to assistant manager. So, he's doing wonderful. Very proud of the young man. Well, proud of the young man he is becoming. What else we have going on? eBay, you know, uh, big news that came out. It wasn't in nationals, and for people who might sell, there it is right there. The Achieve More podcast. Please go out, check it out. Again, you know, uh, it's for your listening pleasure. I mean, you could put it on if you want. You can go to YouTube, but if you go to the Spotify, uh, it's there. You could also look it up on some of your other popular uh, podcasting, you know, uh, softwares, apps, whatever the heck it's called. I'm an old guy, and I got to figure out this new stuff like this. Yeah, again, it's really cool. It's really cool. Got really good episodes. Again, different content than what you were used to seeing Anthony and I do. Right? Anthony and I talked about the hobby. We talked about collecting. We talked about reselling. All kinds of stuff. This one is geared different. It's geared more towards just people coming on and telling their story. Of what they've done, that what they've achieved in their life, how they have achieved that, from that standpoint. Yep. Yeah. He's going to do well. He's going to do really well, really really well. Um, eBay, man. So I don't know if a lot of people have heard. Again, if you're a reseller, maybe if you haven't heard, uh, Burbank Cards, who has millions of listings on eBay, is leaving eBay. So they're leaving eBay. They are moving over to Fanatics Collects, and if you don't know, Big John is dealing with that. Big John, Fanatics is rebranding PWCC Marketplace, I think, into called Fanatics Collect. Big John, if you're still here, if I have that wrong, please go ahead and welcome. Hello from the land of the rising sun. Titus, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for swinging by. So you know you so that's going to be very interesting because they started to do the you are correct. Yeah. Okay. So yep. Yeah. So then we're going to move over to Fanatics Collect. It a pain. So obviously they're getting Burbank cards. Burbank started doing some stuff where they really started undercutting the market a lot. They were doing a lot of 99-cent free shipping cards. Obviously, let's be honest. If you're selling a card for 99 cents on eBay, free shipping, you're losing money. You can't make money unless people are buying a lot of 99-cent cards in one order. Because with eBay, if you're doing free shipping, eBay, the standard envelope for 1 ounce or less, they just raised to 69 cents. It was 64, raised the nickel. So free shipping at 59 at 99 cents, 69 cents is automatically going. So there you go, bang, right there. You're down to 30 cents. Um, every transaction, you pay a transaction fee, which is 30 cents. So right there, you're at zero. And then you pay your fees. Again, who knows what their fees are? They probably had negotiated fees, which you know, again, not exactly sure what that would be, but let's say they would just be in charge 10%. Well, that means they would be in charge, 10 cents for every dollar card they sell. So basically, they were losing 10 cents on every card. The only way to be able to really make money, you need somebody to come in and order, 8, 9 cards from you in one shot. Then you could go ahead and that way you could make, some money. They are. I mean, Lachlan, you're gonna make me say something, but I have been fairly lucky. Knocking on wood there. Um, I have lost some. I've had some come back to me and people never say anything, and I'll say, "Hey, this came back to me. I'm giving you a full refund. I'm relisting it if you want to buy it." Most of my returns that I've had have been because somebody had a bad address. Um, and what I will say is when I contact the buyer and I say something to them along those lines, "Hey, this came back. I'm going to relist it if you're interested." Um, everybody that answers me back and says, "Hey, thank you," always repurchases. There are people who don't repurchase, but there are people that do repurchase. Excuse me, I got a fingerprint on my glasses. All right, Big John. Hey, Big John. So, not being someone who sells on that marketplace, does that marketplace offer a standard envelope type pricing? I believe Macari does. I'm not sure who else. I have. I've messaged Pirate Ship a couple of times. I need to keep messaging them every other day or something until they look into it because you think of it for those of us that sell dollar, $2, $3. Let's say even cards that are $5 and less, or even $10 and less, right? If we do a YouTube sale and we say, hey, it's $4 for shipping, and if somebody buys a $1 card, they're like, crap, I'm in for $5. That sucks. But you think about it, if Pirate Ship could get a standard envelope thing, what that would do for you selling dollar cards on Instagram, on YouTube, um, on Twitter, you know, it really would go ahead and it would really open up a whole nother, well, actually not another, but three potential other income streams that you could go ahead and use that you weren't able to use before. That's the only thing. I mean, Anthony and I, we did a couple of sales, and I know Maddie's done a couple of sales. Brandon did a couple sales. And probably the one issue you have is that guys are like, hey, but you know, I think people feel as though they got to buy more. It's like, man, look, I buy one card, I pay $4 shipping. Well, crap, I might as well buy 5 or 6 cards. And I don't want people to spend money just because from a shipping perspective. I want them to maybe spend the money, buy it because they like the card, because they want the card, not because, well, I might as well get that because I'm already paying, shipping. So it was, so they do not have a standard envelope. You can vault it or ship it home. Yeah, so maybe that's what people will do. Maybe people will. So how does, if you wouldn't mind, if you could type a message. So I guess you could vault it, and then at any particular time, Big John, can you log on to your store or whatever you call it on that on Fanatics Collect, and then can you request X number of cards to be shipped to your house if you would like? I'm curious. I'm curious about that. That would be interesting. From that standpoint, I think that would be so you can. All right, good. So basically, what that means is you can look through your vault and say, hey, give me these 5 cards, ship it home. Very cool, very cool. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. But again, Burbank leaving, I don't necessarily know if it's a, how good it's going to be for those of us that sell on eBay. Obviously, I'm not sure I'm not sure what eBay thinks about it. I don't think they really, what are they going to do? It's not like they have a choice. It's not like they can go, hey, ooh, Burbank, you're not allowed to leave. Burbank says, hey, guess what? I'm done. I'm moving over. So they probably got a better deal from, Fanatics Collects. They probably definitely got a better deal. They're probably going ahead and, paying less in fees, from that standpoint. Um, shipping could hurt them, but if they're going to do free shipping, I don't know what they're going to do from that standpoint. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Um, it wouldn't surprise me if Fanatics now talks to the Postal Service because they have someone like Burbank who's going to bring millions of cards to that website, to that marketplace of going ahead and be able to get you excuse me, a standard envelope type thing. But like I said, I'm gonna I'm gonna keep trying to talk to the people at Pirate Ship. I don't know whether or not it's gonna work. It might not work. It might be like, hey, dude, listen, you just go ahead and stop freaking calling us, stop freaking bothering us. But the truth is like I said, they don't realize, I don't know how much they could make. Could they make 5 cents? They make 10 cents? I mean, I don't know. I really don't. But what I do know is that you'd have a lot of people, like I said, between Twitter, uh, IG, YouTube, who do these sales, who all of a sudden, man, if you can log on to Pirate Ship, and I want to send, Brando wants 1 card or Matty Ice wants 1 card, and I sell it for $1. Okay, I'll pay, and yes, I'm only going to make 30 cents per se, but at least it's better. If he buys a second card, I make a little more, so on and so forth. But that's usually what I think that's something that needs to happen. It would be really good if they could figure out a way to make that work. I mean, obviously it's just a negotiation type thing, and then applying it right because they have all the same other fees. You can ship UPS. I don't know if you can do FedEx on Pirate Ship, but you can do UPS. You can do USPS. So it should work. It should be something that's good. Try to hit the go live button. Up there we are. We are live on IG. You can't go live on X anymore. You have to have a premium account. I don't know. Should I buy the premium? Should I do a premium account or not do a premium account? I don't know, man. God, man. Cost money. Keep making money. Most money. How does Power? How do they sell at a discount? So I believe they're a shipping service, which is just like ShipStation. So They basically have negotiated rights to be able to offer customers a commercial rate that they normally would not get, at other places and stuff. I mean, I mean, they make, they probably have, a lot of small businesses, who they advertise to or try and get. Because you think about it, if you're a little mom and pop shop, you maybe some selling some stuff, this, that, and other thing. If you were walking into the post office or buying it at USPS.com, you're paying out the ass for postage. I mean, the discounts you get, 60%, 70% discount. I mean, is is the way it happens. I think they're able to go ahead and negotiate because they're bringing a lot of people, into the mix to be able to buy, postage and everything. I mean, even though like I'm on eBay, and I mean all my cards I sell, but I sell other stuff too. Like for instance, the other day I sold a glass motorcycle to somebody in Brazil, and I went through pirate ship, and I actually paid less for my shipping than I would have if I would have went for eBay. And what's awesome is even selling international, everything is filled out right there, the whole form and stuff. You put down what you're selling, glass motorcycle, how much it was, what the quantity was, what it weighs. The only thing you do is you have to have a code. I forgot what the name of the code is, but you could hit the little question mark and you can put in whatever it is you're selling, and it'll give you the code. You put the code in, boom. And then what Pirate Ship used to ship direct to the customer. Now to help even more with the simple export rate, you kind of do like you do with eBay right now, which is you ship it to a consolidation center, which helps them go ahead and save money. So, for instance, the product that I sold to Brazil, I shipped to Miami to their consolidation center. They go ahead and get all the stuff. They look, oh, hey, we have 15 items that we're sending to Brazil. They put all those items, in however they ship them on a plane, on a boat, whatever it may be, and everything. You know, uh, from that standpoint. Um, but yeah, I mean, pirate ship, they have all those customers, so that is the way, they do it. I mean, there's a lot of people on eBay, even though eBay may be the same price or maybe a couple of pennies less, there are a lot of people that will use pirate ship because you can automatically link your accounts. I forgot how many different accounts you could link to pirate ship, but you could link your eBay account. And even though you may either pay the same, and people go, "Oh man, what a hassle!" It's not a hassle because it's integrated with eBay. So when I buy that label on Pirate Ship, it automatically uploads that tracking number to the order on my eBay account and shows it marked as shipped. So what a lot of people do is they say, "Well, hell, what I might as well do is I'm going to use my cashback credit card. I'm going to use my miles credit card. I'm going to use a credit card that I have some benefits with through Pirate Ship. So even though I may pay eBay's, let's say, $8.64, and maybe, Pirate Ship is $8, and 84 cents. Even though I may pay 20 cents more, because I can use a rewards credit card through Pirate Ship, I get more of a benefit than just buying through eBay. That's what I do. I mean, I don't really do it as much as I should because I don't sell as much regular merchandise as I do sports cards on eBay. But I use my, I use that. I use the cashback credit card, and I put online purchases. So that's an online purchase. So I get X percent every time I do it. I use it for all my personal stuff also. So if, mailing something to my mom, mailing something to my daughters, mailing something to my wife's, family or anything. I just go on, use Pirate Ship. I get the commercial discount, and then I get the cash back. So it really is good to use, even if you are just, even if you're just mailing stuff to your family, it works. You don't have to be a big time user to use pirate ship. So for everybody who's out there, again, if they go, again, I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep hammering them, and maybe if I can get more people in the sports card industry who has um, pirate ship accounts to keep saying, "Hey, what about this? What about? Maybe, just maybe, we could get them to, we can get them to, offer, you know, standard envelope, and even if it's a couple pennies more, even if it was, let's say, oh, it's 70 cents, let's say it's 72 cents rather than 69 cents, it enables me to even say, even if I'm on YouTube or if I'm on Instagram, if I post cards on Instagram, if I post cards on X, I can say, hey, it's 70 cents shipping. So I can say, oh, this card's $2 free shipping, and somebody can go ahead and pay me that way. So it definitely is a big help. Yeah, Manny says, it saved him a lot of money. Definitely. Definitely. I would, even if you're just the person in the hobby who does racks, right? Even if you just go ahead and get a couple of cards and stuff like that, and you go, ooh, you know what? I got, I don't know, I got a box of 50 cards that I've been going to shows and picking, and I want to send those to Matty Ice. I want to send those to, your buddy Dom. I want to send those to Brandon. You're going to save money using pirate ship than if you took that box and walked up to the counter and said, "Hey, I would like to mail this box, you know, to my buddy," and stuff like that. Yep. Yeah. Now you should, Brandon. There are some great deals out there right now. I had just seen one somebody posted on Facebook. I forgot what the brand is, and if I find it, I'll send you an email. But it's like $70, I think, and it's wireless also. So you can even print from your phone if you wanted to. But I will go ahead and I'll try and find that Brando, and I'll send you an email with the link to it. But it's you can use it wirelessly. You can use it wirelessly. You can use it Bluetooth. I believe you can actually even connect it to your network if you want. Yep, tape and label. Well, we have to go ahead and, Maddie, it's time for an upgrade at some point in time. Oh, here we are, right there. Yep. Yeah, Going to Canada is a big one. If you ship to Canada, man, you will save so much money using pirate ship. It is it is again, it's just, yeah. I mean, I just, it saves you a lot of money. Saves you a lot of money. You definitely go ahead and and they're not big. They don't take up a lot of room. Yeah, use an app. Boom, you're good to go, man. So, uh, and again, like mine is wired. Mine is a Zebra one that I use, but I got mine, basically through work. Um, you know, uh, we deal with a company that when we send them our old, computer equipment and all kind of stuff, and they, sell third market and everything. And I asked them about it, and I went ahead and, and I bought a Zebra printer from them. It's a workhorse. I love it. Um, but I too, the only bad thing is that, my cards and everything are kept out in my garage. So what I have to do is I have to go pick them all, write on the envelope, who it is, then come back to my desk and so on and so forth. Where if I had the printer out there, because I use my phone to pick my cards, I could say, "Oh, print the label, boom," and it would go. So even though I have a wired one here, I'm probably going to look to potentially, move one. Out to the garage to make it easier for myself. The labels are inexpensive. I mean, you could buy, for crying out loud, you could buy just a crazy amount of them, online, which would help you again in your, in your selling. And again, it all, it all boils down to, being able, to save money, make some extra bucks, by doing that. No cutting paint. And then the other thing, what I love about the thermal printer also is that you're not worried about rain. You if you cut, you get your piece of paper and you cut it and you tape it. If you don't tape over the whole thing, you get a little bit of rain and you're using a thermal printer or an inkjet printer, it could smudge, it could ruin the barcode. Next thing you know, they can't scan and stuff like that. So it's definitely something to look into for sure. Like I said, Brando, I was after when I end the show, I'll go out. I have the link saved because, like I said, it's probably one that I plan on getting for out in the garage. So I'll just get that link and I'll shoot that link over to you after the show. Yeah, that's an all big thing. Ground advantage has changed a lot, especially for us, resellers. You know, um, again, ground advantage. There are still people that ship priority, and a lot of times I'm not sure. Priority mail the way it is right now, it's really we can really take advantage on the heavier stuff if you use the right kind of packaging. Like if you use their flat rate envelopes, that flat rate padded envelope, if you use their flat rate boxes, you have to see because sometimes it might be, you might not have to necessarily, one alone. Yeah. Yep. You're 100% correct. You'll definitely save because it's just a matter of, print, peel, stick, done. Put it in the bag to bring to the post office, man. So, it's a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, it costs money and the amount you pay and everything." I mean, I'm going through more labels now because I'm selling a lot more cards, online. But I would say I have what one. I have about 4 rolls left of a case that I bought. I think it was 24 or 30, and I think I wound up paying like maybe 2 cents a label. But with buying in bulk like that, you know, and depending on what kind you get, they have them in fan fold, they have them in a roll. What's good about some of these, some of the ones that are coming out now is they use a generic label, so you don't have to buy a specific label. There were some of the printers that were actually coming out where you had to use their manufacturers because they were actually putting a little chip in the little cardboard roll in the middle, and that little chip worked with the printer, which I never understood that. I thought it was dumb, but they were doing what they were doing. So yeah. So from that standpoint, it would help a lot and everything. Um, you know, and then again, envelopes. You can buy them, super cheap. The different types of envelopes. If you do have an eBay store, if you had one, and depending on what size store you have, you get a coupon each month to buy shipping stuff. You get like my store. I don't have a big store. I have a like the first tier store or second tier store. I get $25 coupon. So one month I buy, I don't know, 8 by 6 by 4 boxes, of 1 quarter. Then the next quarter, I might buy a couple, things of tape because I'm running low on tape or so on and so forth. So, you have all that kind of, stuff going on. So there's different ways you can go about it. Um, what else we got going on today? Oh, today, Top's Finest 2024 Top's Finest released today. I watched some breaks. Cards look pretty good. Pretty good. I saw a Bobby Witt superfractor pulled. So one of the Bobby Witt superfractors are gone. I don't know which one it is. Lawkins says they ruined Finest. Why did they ruin it? I mean, I saw them. I thought they were okay. I'm not saying they were super, but I thought they were good. I don't understand the common, the uncommon, the rare, and stuff like that. Yeah, inserts look pretty cool. That I know there's like a one that's called an oil splatter or oil something, oil streak. I forgot what it's called. Um, but like I said, I saw a couple of breaks. I saw a Bobby Witt again, super fractal be pulled. A one of one Sal Frelick was pulled, and something else. Have you used envelopes from shells? I have a stack both sizes that they offer, but I do not know the proper way to mail them. Do I use stamps? Do I use pirate ship? So envelope. So standard. Well, if you use pirate ship, then you're gonna pay, ground advantage. So you're gonna pay a 4 ounce rate on those. Um, you know, with eBay, once you get above 1 ounce, the 2 ounce and the 3 ounce, uh, are handled a little different than the 1 ounce are. 1 ounce definitely go through a machine. Once you get up sometimes to the other ones, you won't. But if you sell something on eBay and you use those, I believe, as long as it's 3 ounces or less, and those aren't that big. I think they're what, 5 by 7, I think, or 6 by 4, whatever it may be. You could still use those for standard envelope. Uh, but you know, where if you was shipping one card in an envelope, uh, that may be 3 ounces versus if you used a regular envelope, it would be 1 ounce. So a 1 ounce envelope on eBay using standard envelope is 69 cents. 3 ounce is $1.19, I think, ish. Yeah. So envelope, then being that you don't sell on eBay, if you put it on the scale, you can use regular stamps. I'm not sure how many you would have to put on it, depending. I don't know how the ounces go from that standpoint of what it would cost. If you try and go through pirate ship using those, um, even if you weigh it and it's only 2 ounces and you put 2 ounces, they still charge you for the 4 ounce ground advantage weight. So typically the way ground advantage works whenever you're selling anything. So that's why if you're packing stuff up for people, you got to watch sometimes your packaging because, you know, 0 to 4 ounce or 0.1 ounce to 4 ounce is one price. 4.1 to 7.99 or to 8, I should say, is another one. So depending on how you do your packaging, it's like if you're going to send somebody a package and you putting all your stuff in an envelope or in a box, and it's at like 8.5 ounces, you might as well go ahead and throw more cards in and get it, let's say, closer to 12 because you're going to pay the 12 ounce price. So that's what you have to look at. Chrome Megas that came out are either loaded with rookies or have no. Oh, I did not know Chrome Megas came out yet. That's great to know. Thanks, Lachlan. Appreciate that. As I get a card in my possession, I can send it right away instead of having stacks and stacks multiple. Yeah, that again. The only bad thing is that that one card throwing in an envelope is going to cost you the same thing as if you put 4, 5, 6, maybe even more in an envelope. If you're going to send envelope and you're going to go through pirate ship, either get as close to 4 ounces. You can put as many cards in as you can to get to 4 ounces, or go a little more. Ah, you're very welcome, sir. Very welcome. Glad I can do my part to help you out. You know, but yeah. So, like I said, shipping is, shipping eats into your profits a lot more than people realize. There are a lot of people who resell stuff, and it's funny because I'm in some reselling groups, and people are like, "Hey, I went ahead and bought this, um, and I bought this and I listed it and I sold it. Uh, how do I ship it? Well, think about that before you buy it. It's like it's funny. You see people going, I don't understand. I bought this thing. I thought it was great. I put it up for free shipping. It's 50 pounds. And I have to put it in a huge box. And you tell me it's going to cost, $45 to ship. Yep. Probably, so think about that beforehand. But again, when for what we do with cards, when you go in with your weights, 4, 8, 12, 15.9. That's another thing, that those are like the numbers that you want to deal with because those are the different levels. Once you get to 1 pound and above, then it gets a little different. It's like 1.5 pounds is the same as 1.8. So a pound, 5 ounces is the same as a pound and a half. But if you go to a pound and 10 ounces, you're in a different price range. So those are the things to figure out, and that's where you can figure that stuff up. Even if you get a pirate ship account and you're not sure, and you're gonna mail something, you could say, "Hey, I'm gonna send an 8 by 6 by 4 box to somebody, and it's gonna be a pound 3 ounces. How much could that potentially cost me?" Even if you just have an account, you could go on there and you can get rates. So you can actually check the prices of stuff to see what it's going to cost to ship something also. So that's something else that you have the ability to do with pirate ship. You can have an idea of what something's going to cost you, before you tell somebody how much it's going to cost them to ship. The thing about, pirate ship is if you do free shipping, that's one thing. But you could always go to pirate ship and say, "Hey, okay, if I'm gonna mail this 10, I'm selling all these cards. I did a bulk listing on Instagram, and I'm gonna sell these cards. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna charge shipping." You can say, okay, it's going to cost me $5 for shipping. You know what? I'm going to charge $8 for shipping. This way I can recoup a little bit of my, cost for all my shipping supplies. So, yowza. Yeah. And it would have been easily, if you spent just shy of 1200 on shipping using Pirate Ship, it probably would have been closer to about 2,800, I bet you would have added about, because a lot of times you get about a 60%. It ranges, but, it's definitely more than 50%. So it would have been 2,400 at a minimum, and it probably would have been a heck of a lot. That's a lot of racking, bro. That's a lot of racking, you know? People don't understand, when people think, you know, uh, um, you know, people are like, "Oh, I don't know, what I should do and everything," they try and, you know, I want to rack, I want to rack, I want to rack, but a lot of people don't realize, how much it costs to go ahead and send racks and everything. And I had somebody send me a text message also that on Pirate Ship, you can also switch between USPS, the post office, and UPS. So, what is it called? I forgot what. So UPS has a ground saver. I think it's what it's called, a ground saver. And what ground saver is with UPS is that they take that package, they get it to they don't actually deliver the package to your home. A lot of times they use another courier. That courier could be, a lot of times it's the post office. So they have a ground saver, which they ship it from if when you put it at UPS store, let's say, they ship it to the local post office, and the local post office delivers it. So it will even tell you, hey, guess what? The cheapest way the fastest way might be USPS, but the cheapest way might be UPS. And when you look, if it is significant enough, you might say, well, heck, this person really didn't know I was sending them something. and it's going to take maybe only 2 days longer, and I can save 2 or 3 bucks. Hey, I'm going to save, excuse me, I'm going to save 2 or 3 bucks, and go forward over there. 83 packages. Holy crap. 83 packages, 1,200. You're sending some big ass boxes, my friend. you know, you are sending some big ass boxes if you're doing anything. But again, using pirate ship, you're saving, I'm gonna say Canada, it's funny. I was just gonna say, yeah. So Canada is, you would think, man, I'm so close to Canada. Gosh, can I just drive it over the border and buy shipping there? But uh but again, think about, I'll be honest with you, that alone, just the amount of packages that you send to Canada alone is worth pirate ship. Because a lot of people, on eBay, there are a lot of Canadian buyers that that won't that won't buy from certain US shippers if they use eBay's international shipping, because when you pay a lot more. So a lot of people will ship direct to Canada, and it will save our Canadian brothers and sisters a lot of cashola. You know, um, but yeah, but you can, it's one, shipping's one of those things. Again, people don't realize, that's why I tell, a lot of people, you know, uh, if you are a buyer and in a different type of scenario, a lot of you guys that are listening, a lot of you buy to send to people, not as a business, right? But as a community, a friendship, a rack type thing. Me, I have a business. This is, I mean, I have an LLC, so everything goes through it. So all my shipping costs and my boxes and my labels and like the new printer that I will run it through my business so that I can, use all that as expense and stuff. So, sometimes, uh, you, there are different things you can take advantage of. So if you are a frequent buyer and a reseller, there are certain things you could do. But Brandon, for sure, I mean, if you're spending that kind of money, I hope when you're using some kind of cash back, credit card on your pirate ship. Um, you know, this way you can take advantage and at least get something back, some kind of, some kind of reward, either cashback reward, or you use a hotel card where you can get hotel points or airfare points. Link that sucker up there so you can take advantage of that. Yeah, that was one of the things that I did right away. I mean, when I started reselling in 2017. In June of 20, I actually opened, my son Mike and I, we started, it was something that we were starting to try and do together. We actually opened our account on June 14th, Flag Day in 2017. Then unfortunately, I had to stop due to some family stuff. I just got lack of motivation. Then I started up, after that, and then I formed my business in 2019, uh, when I started doing everything. So, like I said, I run all of my stuff through my business. So, all my cards that I buy, I run through my business. So, it's because I take them and I resell, take and resell. So, all my inventory I run through my business. My business trips, I went to the National. That's a business trip because I bought cards there to resell. You know, Yeah, you know what? You're probably right, Logan. Brandon is that type of guy who will round up, for that. So everything, I try and stop over, even if like my wife and I, when we go to North Carolina, I make it a point to stop at places to buy stuff so that I could, you know, use it as a business trip. From that standpoint, it definitely, you know, does it help? It ain't like I'm spending millions and taking millions off my taxes and everything, but by having a business, a certain part of my internet, certain part of my mortgage, of my electric, of my home insurance. There's certain pieces that that my accountant says, okay, what do you do? I use my vehicle. So on trips that I take where I drive and I go to Tennessee or I go to Alabama to visit my daughter, I make sure I go to the store and whether I want to or not, I go and I buy a box of cards. Business trip. I bought some stuff to resell. I go to thrift stores or whatever it may be. And then able to go ahead and do that type of stuff. I go sourcing, so I go sourcing. I get to read, you get to take meals and all this type of stuff. So, again, if it's something that you do, it is definitely something to consider. LLCs are easy to go ahead and, start. You can do them. I did mine online, just going through, my state's website. And I forgot what I paid, but I paid for like 2 or 3 years in advance. Yeah, I do have to use the state tax center, but basically, I don't really have to worry about sales tax, especially because, like, on eBay collects the sales tax, and then eBay takes care of that. Macari takes care of that. Poshmark, so websites take care of that. When you're selling on your own, if you're doing, the YouTube, the IG, stuff like that, I don't know how the sales tax stuff would work. I don't know if you're allowed to buy, so, but I don't know that kind of stuff. I don't do a lot of that, so I'm not overly, concerned about that type of stuff. But we can, if we can go ahead and get pirate ship to go to a standard envelope, man, oh man, I don't think they realize how much they could make. Again, not like they're going to make they're not going to be able to sell to you for 69 cents and it's only going to cost them 20. But man, if it only costs them 60, and they make 9 cents on every one, I would ship all my cards through pirate ship, even on eBay, just so I could use my cashback credit card. What do I care? I'm paying the exact same price. It isn't like I'm paying more. If I'm paying the exact same price, who cares? Or if I'm paying a penny or 2 pennies more, who cares? I'm getting cash back. So every time I do it, I get money back. So definitely something to do. I did. It's a smart man. Did. Just found out that I'm not a strategic shipper. I don't research the prices of weights. Yeah. Yeah. That's, again, that's something, yeah, put it in a box, cut the box to fit, ship it out. I even add 2 ounces to the weight of the scale to make sure I'm good on weight. Yeah, don't add weight to cross over those thresholds because you're paying. Now, the one thing I say, it's great is that you cut the box to fit the stack. See, a lot of people don't do that because and you wind up paying for air, right? The void, or you wind up paying to ship your void fill that the other person is gonna throw in the trash, or maybe you're giving them free void fill for when they go ahead and buy and ship out cards. Always go ahead and cut down, especially bigger boxes, because uh, depending on size of boxes, depending on what you are selling and everything, dimensional sizing comes into play, and it doesn't make a difference what the weight is. If you go over a certain size box, and even I don't care if you're just shipping freaking feathers. I don't care if you just filled a box with freaking packing peanuts, and you have a certain size box, and I forgot what it is. You'd have to look up. You can see, but there comes there's once you reach a certain threshold. I want to say it's like 128 total inches or something along those lines. Once you reach that threshold, weight means nothing. It all goes by dimensions. So always cutting down a box using the right amount of void fill, whatever it may be, cutting down a box and only shipping what you need is definitely the way to go. So, and then, as long as your scale is accurate, that's one thing. So for instance, if I have something that's 6 ounces, 6.5 ounces, and I'm on pirate ship, a lot of times I'll put 8 ounces. It's not going to do anything because 6.5 ships at the 8 ounce rate. But if it's 7 ounces, I don't make it 9 because as soon as I go over 8, I wound up paying more money. So definitely, if, that's definitely the way to do it is that again 4, 8, 12, 15.9, because once you get to 1 pound, again, you go into another level. So it's interesting. And what I like about pirate ship is a lot of times, people will go, "Ooh, let me go ahead and round up. I put this on the scale. It was 15.8. Let me go ahead and make it, you know, a pound." No, in pirate ship, you could put 15.8. You could put 15.9 and you'll still pay in that rate right there. Yep. Yeah, being a reseller, and I learned a lot from a lot of people. I learned a lot from a lot of people who made mistakes and everything, and I shared their video stuff, watching different different resellers, and I remember when I first started, I was trying to use like I was like, that feels like a half a pound, So I'm sure in the beginning, I went ahead and I went ahead and sold stuff at a 12 ounce rate that was probably an 8 ounce rate. So I lost a bunch of money and everything. Yeah, 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 yeah. No more of that shit. You put 15.8. Period. The end. You know. Yeah. There's no need to go ahead and if you're comfortable that your scale is right, then definitely go ahead and put in what it is. Don't add extra ounces because yeah, you add too much. Another losing streak. Why they won a game? They knew how to do that. I didn't know that they knew how to do that. I did not know the White Sox 1-9. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, oof. 28-89. Brando, you're a Dodgers guy. Ah, man, you got it, brother. I'm glad I could go ahead and help. Thank you. Oh, you're very, very welcome. Way to put more cashola in your pocket. Man, you White Sox. Think about it. If you're Miguel Vargas and you find out you're traded, and then all of a sudden you go, "You traded me where?" Oh, crap. Hey, I don't have to play every day. I'll stay here. Sorry, Miguel. We're going to send you to the White Sox. And they have and they have control for you for a long time. Yeah, woo. I mean, I guess you're happy because you're in the major leagues, but I wish Chuck Nasty was here. Um, but I'm sure you can't. I mean, I'm sure it can't be good. Yeah, but I mean, that's the pet. That's the Oh, true. I hope he does also. I hope he's able to get the playing time, get the regular playing time, show what he can go ahead and do, and then look, do what the other people have done. Go there, bust ass, show her out really, really well, and then people are going to want you, and then maybe you can go ahead and get out that way. White Sox, yeah. All right, Lockett. Hey, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Much appreciated. Appreciate you always being here, pal. Thank you very much for the support. But yeah, I mean the White Sox, man, it's gotta be. I mean, I don't think the Mets were ever this bad, but let me tell you something. There was a time after Tom Seaver was traded in 70 and 75 or whatever it was, the Midnight Massacre, up until that, 84, 85. And that was some lean years, bro, but I don't think we were friggin' 28 and 20, I mean 28 and 89. Yep. Hey man, Maddie says goodnight, Lachlan. Rando says goodnight. You know, yeah, I mean, I don't I mean, when a team when you're I mean, I feel bad for the guys that get traded to the White Sox. Ones that were already drafted or if somebody chooses to go there, hard for me to feel bad for them. But it's the guys that get traded to the White Sox. I mean, they're screwed. And you take a guy like Vargas, right? What? He probably has a few more years of, of team control. So what is he going to do? I'm not going to go ahead and show up there and be like, yeah, okay, there's nothing you can do. You're not going to be a free agent. And if you don't play, oh, guess what? You don't get time served. You don't get time served. Now you have to stick around longer. So there are certain things, it kind of sucks. I mean, at least like if you got traded to Oakland, like right now, if you're a young guy and you got traded to Oakland, you're probably happy because you're thinking, damn, as long as I can stick around for a few more years, then I'll be in Vegas. Then I'll be friggin' great. I think you meant to say it's awesome that Belly Bomb's playing with him because he's on Matty Ice's team, and I truly care about that. Yeah, I didn't read that way, Matt. Sorry. I did not read that way. From that standpoint. But look, Matt, I love the enthusiasm for your team. I think it's fantastic that you're a Cub fan no matter what happens. Just like I'm a Mets fan no matter what happens. Brandon, North Dakota, he's a Dodge. He had to pick a team, so he picked the Dodgers. Very simple to go ahead and do. You know. Oh yeah. But I mean, it's sad, and I think when you look at some franchises, and the funny thing is like the White Sox had some history. They had some good teams. They had some really really good players. I what I wonder about a team like the White Sox, Oakland, Colorado, the Miami Marlins. Like what's their end game? Like, are they ever gonna try and win? Like, are they ever gonna try and spend the money necessary to keep the young talent that they can have come up through their minor league system? Or is it gonna be, hey, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get these young guys, and then you know, we're gonna get them playing well, and then all of a sudden, you know what? Rather than pay you, we're gonna trade you. Hello, Mike. Mike says hello, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was corrected. The CEO says hello, not Mike. The CEO says hello to everybody. The Sox spent the money on young players, but hired some. Yeah, that's true. They did. They tried. They tried. And then look, they also had bad fortune, right? I mean, Eloy Jimenez, good player, hurt a lot. Lou Bob, good player, hurt a lot. Johan Moncada, good player, hurt a lot. So you're right. He says hello back. Um, you're right, Big John. They have tried. They made the trades. They got some young talent. What Michael Kopech that they had gotten from Boston. Good young talent. Boom. Let's trade him to the Dodgers. And get Vargas. I mean, from what people are saying, the haul they got from the Dodgers for Kopech was supposed to be pretty decent. It wasn't like they got 3 tin cans. They did go ahead and get some pretty good stuff. Feels like it has to be a World Series enough. It happened a few years ago when the Rockies got hot in the playoffs. Had they won, that would have changed things. I agree. I agree. You know, but like with Colorado, they have such a their home field that they have. It's so interesting. As to you know how different they are. You know what I mean from that. Excuse me. From that standpoint. So I mean it. But you look. Hey, look. Miami had done it what twice. They spent the money. They win the World Series. That's it. We're done. Trade all the guys. They spend the money. They win the World Series. We're done. Trade everybody. Hey, Adam, have yourself a Larry night. Adam, gotta go get that store, clean them clothes. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot. Hunter, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Um, but like I said, it's tough. It's tough for a lot of these teams. You get the young talent. Arizona, the Diamondbacks are another one. They have a lot of young talent. What are they going to do? Are they willing to pay? That's what it kind of boils down to. Are they willing to pay? Like I've been look at, you know, you're looking at the baseball team from Georgia. Can't stand them. If they never won another game, I'd be as happy as a clam. But look, you gotta give I hate this, you gotta give them credit. They've gone ahead and they have locked up players at good prices, had these guys take team friendly deals, and it works out. Is Arizona gonna be able to do the same thing? Is Gabe Marino, is Corbin Burns, not Corbin Burns, is Corbin, is the other guy they got out in center field. I forgot his name. Are they going to do the same thing? They have Jordan Lorla. Is he going to do the same thing? Is he going to go ahead and take a deal? Uh, you know, that's what you wonder. I mean, when you look at the teams that are going to spend the money, I mean, I don't know how much more you know they can spend. I don't know how much more the Yankees can spend. I don't know how much more the Dodgers can spend. But there's not a lot of teams that are going to spend big money. Look at Texas. Texas tried it. They signed Seager. They signed Simeon. They signed Jacob DeGrom. They signed a bunch of guys. They win the World Series. Okay, now what? What are they going to do? They have some tough times. They have some guys. Are they going to try and lock up Evan Carter? Are they going to try and lock up Wyatt? From that standpoint, they're going to try and lock up. What's the third baseman's name? Oh man, Jung, Young. Are they going to try and lock him up? You know, from that standpoint. But you're right. There's only a few teams that they may spend one or two guys and everything. But are they going to do it? I mean, the Pirates. Kenny Weaver's not here, but the Pirates are another team. They're lucky. They got Paul Skeens. He just came up. They got Jones. They got Brian Reynolds, who they paid money to. They paid money to keep Brian Hayes. Okay. But some of their other young pitchers that they have coming up, what are they going to? They got Mitch Keller. Are they going to do the same thing? Are these players going to be willing to sign those deals? And it's one thing to offer them, but are the players going to sign them also? The Mets are going to be in the same situation. If you look at what they have, yeah, I think I think for the most part you might be right. Now Baltimore. Look, the Orioles are a great example. Look at all the young talent Baltimore has. What are they going to do? Are they going to lock up Adley and Cowser and Henderson? Oh, now they brought up Holiday. Are they going to lock those guys up? Are they going to, are they going to figure out a way to get those guys to kind of make deals, team friendly deals, like the baseball team from Georgia did, with their young players? Are they going to get a Rushman to go, hey, would you take a 10-year, $200 million deal? And we buy out your, first few years of, arbitration and free agency. Will Gunner do the same? Or are we going to look at all of a sudden, Baltimore coming in a few years and, hey, Adlai Rushman's available for trade. Gunnar Henderson's available for trade. So spending money is going to be really interesting. Very, very interesting to see what these teams are going to do, long run. There's a lot of young talent out there. You know, um, will Gunner and those guys, will they be like J Rod? Will they be like Bobby Witt? Uh, who else? Will they be like some of these other guys that will sign long term deals with their current team, giving them, a break? Because the truth is like, look at Jackson Holiday. What is he, 20? Is he 20? Is he 19, 20? Think about it. Even if he would have signed a 10-year deal today, he's still only 30 years old. He can sign another 6 to 8 year deal after that. My goodness gracious, he can make some serious coin. The Mets are going to be in the same situation. If what they're talking about, some of the talent that the Mets have, they have 4 or 5 guys on the farm system that they are very high. These are guys that could become really good players. They become really good players. You got to pay them. Guys aren't going to stick around, and they're going to want to go where they can be paid and stuff. So, will we see more deals like Otani? Will that be allowed? Our team's going to be able to say, "Hey, I'll give you a 10-year, $700 million deal, but I'm paying you $2 million a year for 10 years, and I'm going to give you a balloon payment of $680 million at the end of it." I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be really, really interesting, as baseball continues to evolve and the money keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you get a lot of this young talent stuff. Got another man. Getting to bed. Have a good night. Party on. Thank you, Batty. Yep. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to shut it down. I've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. I appreciate everybody here. It's getting late. I have a couple of things I have to do before I go to bed. Um, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Brano, check your email here in, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes. I will get that link to you, that Amazon link to you. Again, thanks a lot, everybody. Much appreciated. Uh, thank you very much for the support. Uh, for those of you that are here, much, much appreciated. And, go ahead and have yourselves a great rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully, you have some fun stuff planned. And next week, I should have said this at the beginning. I always do this. I forget the stupid crap. But next week's show is probably going to be on Tuesday. Look for videos to come out, and I will get everything going on. Rocky, thank you, sir. Sorry, Rock. We're just getting ready to shut down, my friend. Very, very sorry, pal. But I could stay on if you want to talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks some. So, but I appreciate you popping in, Rock. Appreciate you popping in. Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead, shut it down. Uh, Tuesday, Tuesday. I cannot do Wednesday night next week. I apologize. So episode number 85 is gonna be on Tuesday, and I think is like a blister. Yeah, I know they're too damn hot right now. Mets can't friggin' catch them. Son of a guns. Can you lose a few games in a row? End of the month is going to be interesting, Rocky. May have to have a side bet. I don't know. We got what big series coming up out there, I believe in Zona. But I appreciate everybody. Thanks a lot. Again, Tuesday, check out the videos. Didn't pop one out today. First time I missed a Wednesday video in a long time, but I appreciate everybody hanging out. And as always, I'll catch you at the next one, fellas.